Hi everybody, it is Wednesday, November 13th, and I am here on Wednesday instead of Tuesday because yesterday was just a little bit too crazy at our house to get everything done that I needed to get done for my live. So here we are, and the exciting thing today, and it's probably the most exciting thing, and it's better that I waited until today, is there's a sale. I do love a good sale, and I hope that you do too. Stampin' Up is offering a seasonal sale, and it is 3 days only, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you have until midnight Mountain Time, Friday night, to place an order. And here's what you get. There is, and I'm going to get my paper just so I make sure I don't tell lies or miss something, but there is 10% off of ink pads and cardstock. And markers, I believe, are also included. I must admit, I didn't check to see if the Stampin' Blends were included, but ink, cardstock, ink refills, I know are included. 20% off of designer series paper, and that's the designer series paper from the big annual catalog, and there's lots of choices there. So if there's everyday occasions that you are interested in, they're all on sale from the big buck. And then bundles from the annual catalog only, so it's not the ones online, it's not the ones in the mini catalog, are already 10% off, and they're an additional 10% off, which I think is a little shy of 20%. I'm not sure, I didn't do the math, but I today am going to show you most everything that I'm using today is on sale. I have some designer series paper, I have cardstock, of course, because we need cardstock for cards. I have bundles, I have ink, and so let's get going. I'm going to show you 3 different cards. We're going to make a baby card using the Cutest Onesie set. We're going to use just a pretty card, make a pretty card using the Unbounded Love bundle, and then we're going to make a sympathy card with the Country Flowers bundle. So I'm going to give you a big color variation, I'm going to give you occasion variation, and we will get started. So let's turn you around. We will get going. I don't want to see my ceiling. Been online in a whole week. I'm kind of missing actually doing my live videos every day. If you were a fan of those, let me know if you liked those, and I'm working on it. I'm thinking in the new year, the Christmas holiday right now, I am not in any position yet to do that. So maybe after the new year, we will go back to our daily videos. Hopefully that will work. All right, here we go. We're gonna start simple. We're gonna make a baby card, and I made a blue one, so that would be the boy card. Hi Pam, thanks for watching me today. All right, so we have the boy card, and I'm going to use the Cutest Onesie bundle, and it's the stamp set, and there's options for boys and girls. Oh, you do miss me daily. Yay. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're the only one who watched me. I'm not sure. So if anybody else is watching and missed that, misses those daily videos, let me know. I'm actually going to move my camera down just a little bit because I feel like we're kind of far away. Oh, goodness, and there's a shadow. What in the world is going on here today? All right, sorry about that. Now you're all dizzy. Okay, and then it has the dies that match. I've already done some of the stamping and die cutting because I didn't want to have to shake my table. My kids are going to be home soon for the holidays. Some will be home for Thanksgiving. They'll be home for Christmas. And usually I move right where my desk is right now is where one of my Christmas trees goes. And so I have to find a new location. And it is so much of a hassle to go into one of their rooms and then have to move when they're here. So I think I am going to relegate myself back to our bedroom because then that's the only place that I'm the only one that gets messed up. So that's probably after today's video. I'm going to be moving locations. Okay, so we have this bundle. It is the Cutest Onesie. It's on sale for the price of $24.30. So stamp set and a bundle. And I did the blue one, like I said, so for the video, I'm going to do pink. So I'm using Pretty in Pink. It's one of the in colors. If you have been around and Stampin' Up for a while, Pretty in Pink was a color several years ago and has since retired, but they brought it back because I'm sure it's popular and so on and so forth. So a Pretty in Pink card base, and then I'm using the Pretty in Pink Designer Series paper. I used the circles just like I did the blue one. We're gonna make an identical card, but we're gonna make it pink. Oh, daily, but daily keeps me on my toes, so we'll see. We'll see what I can work out, because I'm definitely gonna do something more than once a week. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna glue on my Designer Series paper. You could use whichever pattern you want, and if you want a neutral baby card, you could use Lemon Lolly, you could use Soft Sea Foam, any of those kind of neutral colors. You could use Fresh Freesia, you could use Highland Heather, you could do whatever color makes you happy. We actually have a friend who just had a baby recently, and she has a daughter, and pink is not her favorite. She doesn't do pink very often. And so they do a lot of neutrals and that kind of thing. So whatever color scheme you like for babies, you can do. So we have pink polka dots. Gonna go ahead, get that ready. We're gonna put that on the card. This is the simple part. You'll see why I went ahead and die cut a lot of things today, because some of the things are a little bit small. All right. All right, there's that part. Now I cut a deckled rectangle. That is not on sale, I'm sad to report, because I do love the deckled rectangles. And I'm gonna stamp in gray ink, because gray is pretty neutral. We can stamp in gray, and I have stamped on the striped Designer Series paper. I stamped a onesie, and I die cut it, and you'll see. Let me see if I can show you. There's a little slit in the neck. We are going to put a hanger on these cute little guys. My take your pick tool wouldn't stay put. All right, and it slides up through that little slit, and it hangs like a hanger. Isn't that cute? So there's the first one. And then, oh, let me do my words. All right, I'm just gonna say a big welcome to your, and this is 2 parts. The stamp is 2 sections, so you can actually put this more in the middle than I did the boy one, I think. It's divided, so if you want to do a boy or a girl, then that works as well. So we've got a big welcome to your. Earlier I messed this up, so I want to make sure I get it. Okay, then for this one, I'm going to do baby girl, or sweet girl. And it's the same font, so I'm just going to line it up underneath. Try to center it best I can. And stamp. All right, a big welcome to your baby girl. So that's where we're going to assemble our pieces. Now, I already stamped and die cut one of the white onesies, and that's because I just didn't want to shake the table. So hi Monica, thanks for joining me. All right, so I die cut a couple just so in case I messed up, we're good. All right, but for the girl one, I'm gonna put a little heart. The boy one, the boy onesie, I put a star. I'm gonna do a little heart on the girl. I'm just gonna put that right on the chest. Actually, the star one, I'm not sure if any of you have seen, we're Dr. Seuss fans. But the Dr. Seuss had the star belly sneeches, and that's what I thought of when I did the star on the onesie. But I'm gonna do a little girl, and I'm going to color just the edges of the onesie. I'm just using the markers. If you have Stampin' Blends, I'm just using my Pretty in Pink marker. And just color the little ribbing on the edge of the onesie. And true confession here, I hated onesies for my kids. I hated them. Our oldest, actually all 3, they're built like their mom, and they have kind of big heads. And so they, let's color that heart too. It was hard to get those little onesie things over their heads, so I much preferred the ones that had the snap up the front. So this is a little struggle for me to do a onesie because I don't like onesies, but anyway, I think it's super cute. All right, and then I'm going to put the hanger in. I'm just going to slide it right up through that slot, and that the die cuts that for you. You don't have to do that. And then we've got our hanger in here. We'll go ahead and we'll attach our hangers, our onesies, to the front. On my blue one, I wasn't happy with the spacing, so I'm going to try something a little bit different this time and see if I like it better. All right, so I'm just gonna put a couple dimensionals right on the back of the onesie. And it won't matter about putting adhesive on the back of the hanger because that is going to be underneath. So, all right, I'm just gonna put that right about there, and then I'm gonna put the other one over here. On my first one, I just didn't like the way the words were over. So it's a personal thing, it's okay. All right, I was trying to decide, my one thing that I need to buy while the sale is going on is I need to stock up on cardstock. I am low on a couple of colors. Recently, I needed thick white. I didn't have thick white. I needed smoky slate. I didn't have smoky slate. It was a situation. So I had to change my class plan a couple of times because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I didn't have enough cardstock for all my people. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this piece on dimensionals too. I'm going to give it some depth. Like I said, I use the deckled rectangles. I use for this the In Color Color Family Designer Series paper stack, which is on sale, and it's normally $12.50. So those Designer Series papers are 20% off. So they are $10 for the next couple of days. That's a lot of cards for $10 that you can make with those. Okay. Now, all right, it's time for a vote. So be ready for the vote. All right, for this one, I used the smoky slate and basic gray pearls for the decoration, but I'm thinking that I might, if I can find them here on my desk, because I have them for the other card, that I could use the light pink ones, the pretty and pink ones that would actually match. What do you think? Do you have an opinion on which one to use? We've got the pretty and pink ones that would be the same color, or the gray ones, which would be a little bit of a contrast. What do you think? I'll give you like 10 seconds to think about a decision. If nobody makes a decision, then I will make one. I think I have an opinion, but I'm gonna see if mine's the same as everybody else's. Okay, no takers, no takers. All right, I am actually going to go ahead and use the pink. Okay, the pink. We'll do the pink. I was actually going to say the gray to make it a little bit different, to make it pop a little bit, but we're going with it. There we go. And then I'm going to put a little one right up at the top. All right. I think they're both cute. I'll put this one on the star because I thought that was fun. All right, so baby card with the Cutest onesie bundle that is on sale. Let's move on. My cards are going to get a little bit harder as we go, so oops, that was my blocks that just fell off the chair next to me. No need for worries. All right, let's go with the Hope card. And I've die cut several small pieces here so we're going to make this card. If you were at my summer, I believe, Creative Escape, we used the Unbounded Love bundle with the words, lots of words and lots of die cuts that are shapes and sentiment pieces, and the Flowers of Beauty, and I'm using both of those right now. The Flowers of Beauty one is not right here, so I apologize for that, but that's the little flowers and then the twig. I call it a weed a lot of times, but so I've die cut all of those pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and get those ready. Now I got to be careful because I have a smaller white piece and a bigger white piece for the inside, so I've got to watch that. I'm going to use the smaller white piece, and I'm going to slide the catalog underneath my paper, and that's because those flowers, I want to make sure that they stamp well because it's a photopolymer set, so I want to make sure that I stamp it and it stays on. And we're just going to stamp the outlines of the flower, and I'm going to go up. And I think I'm going to stamp off and then just stamp various places. that I'm stamping off because I don't want it to be too dark. And I'm just stamping kind of a background, making my own designer series paper here. And it won't matter that some of them are not perfect because we're going to cover up most of it. It's just to give a little bit of variation. Okay, so now we've made our background. We'll set that aside. We can use that again. We've got our two outlines, and I have put adhesive sheet on these, and hopefully this works for me. I only put it on half. And so I'm just gonna put it, I'm just gonna make a cute little outline. They don't have to be perfect. And this part right here, we're gonna put something over the top so that piece is gonna stay down. Yeah, this was one of the ones I hadn't shown yet, Monica. I've shown a couple of the other ones and I hadn't shown this one yet. So I thought I will show this one. All right. Now I've got my weed, my twigs with the stems, and I've put adhesive sheet down the middle. So I'm just going to peel that adhesive sheet off. If you don't have adhesive sheet, this should be your next purchase because these are amazing. The small pieces, you don't have to worry about putting glue on. You can just peel that backing right off and it makes the sticker. So we're going to put that right about there, I think. Or maybe I need to go down just a little bit so that it's still on my paper. Probably a good thing. All right, so it's stuck in the middle. It's okay if the edges are not fully attached because this is going to stay on here because it's ready. Then I've got my little circle, and I'm going to put hope. There's hope, faith, love, and this one was just, we did it as hope, so I'm just going to leave it at hope. I'm using the Shy Shamrock, which is also one of the 2024-26 in colors. And I'm going to stamp hope right on there, on that circle, and that's one of the dies in the Unbounded Love bundle. So I've got the hope, and I'm not putting my flowers on, the little decorations for the weeds yet because I'm gonna make sure that I get it all put together properly before I do that because it's gonna be wiggly. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna put this onto, this color is also an in color, is Petunia Pop, in case you were wondering. I didn't say that out loud. I'll go ahead, put my white. If I accidentally used my bigger piece, then I would be in trouble because it wouldn't fit. Okay. And then we'll put that on our card front. So we have white on Petunia Pop on Shy Shamrock. The weeds, that's the only thing that I know to call. I always call it the weeds because that's just what it reminds me of. It looks like weeds. They're beautiful, but I call them weeds. If I called them by their right name, nobody would believe me. So when I say weeds, my people always believe me. All right, so I'm gonna put the hope on here. And like I said, that's helping hold that edge down. And then this is gonna hold that down as well. Okay, now we just need to put on our flowers. And I'm gonna put those on with dimensionals also. I probably should have already had those done for you, but anyway. I have a couple of pink, couple of Petunia Pop. I think I'm gonna only do 5 flowers. So we want our odd numbers, right? Okay, and I'm just gonna put a mini dimensional right on the back of the flower. And then we'll place those. You can actually tell the front from the back of the flower just based on how the die cut it. You can tell which side goes down and which side is the puffier side. I don't know that it matters, but you can definitely see that. So be careful with that. I do love these flowers. I think they're so cute. And the dies actually cut, which is the ones I don't have right in front of me, actually cut 6 flowers at a time. They're in a line, which is perfect because then I don't have to tediously cut out these flowers, which I'll show you in just a second on another set that I did cut the flowers one at a time. All right, so I'm just gonna start putting my flowers onto the stems. Do a couple of each color. Let's see. Put one over there. There's no right or wrong. I'm just going to place these on the stems. Get a pink one. Oh, let's do pink. I think pink would be better. I don't want two petunia pops. I think I want two pretty in pinks. Picky, picky. All right, so there's my flowers. Now let's juice those up just a little bit and put some centers on them. And I am going to use the shimmer gems. These are the In Color shimmer gems. They're not on sale, but they're worth the money. Okay, so I'm going to put my little flower centers. I'm going to go ahead and just use the same color as the actual flower just to give it some shine. So the petunia pop, the peach pie, and the pretty in pink. At my event, at my Creative Escape event, everybody got their own packaged gems and they could bling it up as much as they wanted. But I'm just going to put it on the front. And then I have my inside. And for the inside, wait, that's the wrong one. I'm about to do the wrong thing. Just, there it is. Okay. So hope, and on the inside I'm going to say, is believing in a brighter tomorrow. So that was a nice thing. It could be a sympathy, it could be a thinking of you, it could be somebody had a bad day today. Alright, and then let's add a little bit of the same from the front. Let's see. A little bit of the flower shape. Again, I'm going to stamp off. I'm just going to put a couple of these down at the bottom. And there you go. Just a little bit of color. And, you know, means you don't have to write as much, right? When you have decoration on the inside. So that's what we'll go with. All right, so then we put that on the inside of our card. And we will have card number 2 ready to go. These two bundles, the Flowers of Beauty and the Unbounded Love, oh, that's the art one that's already done. I put the other one away. Are a little bit more expensive. They're on sale, but they are both $49, sorry for the ambulance, $49.28. But they're on sale, so. All right, here we go with that. That's card number 2. All right, card number 3, we are going to use the Country Flowers bundle. And I have cut some flowers. Like I said, that one cut like 8 at a time. This one only cuts, actually it has a floral ring, has some singles, it has a group of 3. I'm gonna use those. And I'm gonna use a note card for this one. We're gonna have a fun little, make a fun little note card. But I've also cut, I have stamped the, oh my goodness, the stool. I had a moment of what in the world. I've stamped the stool on the Country Woods paper. I went ahead and I stamped that. It's on the Woods paper. And then I die cut it. So that's ready to go. It's kind of a distressed looking stool. I've got that ready. And then I also die cut the bucket. It's a wide bucket. And I die cut that out of the other side of that paper. So it's just a wood grain bucket. And we're going to put some flowers in it. But before we do that, and then I die cut some leaves. And if you know me, wild wheat's not my favorite, but I do actually kind of like this. We used this card for an event in the summer as well. And it was designed by my friend Sue in Canada. So if you're watching and you're from Canada, Sue Phillip is your girl to get these things. I'm going to use the Heartfelt Sympathy stamp part of this today. And I have the other stamps here, but I don't need those. All right, so we are going to give we have the panel. I have my note card as well. Here's my note card. It comes in the package, note cards and envelopes. We're just going to use a note card. And then I have a white panel ready to go, but we're going to make it a little bit fancy. And we are going to score it around the edges just to give it a little bit of extra oomph. So, keep my scoring blade. This is my scoring blade. It's the darker one. We're going to push that all the way up and out of the way. And I'm going to score it at 1/4 of an inch on this side. And then I'm going to scoot it over and I'm going to move it over 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay. Then I'm going to rotate it. And I'm going to turn it and do 1/4 of an inch. And 1/4 of an inch is that first line on your trimmer. Do it at 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch. Same thing. And then we're going to rotate it a 3rd time. And we're going to go like this. 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch. I am not going to do the top. This is a 3-sided score job. And the reason for that is because this space right here is where we need to put our words. So we're going to put our words right at the top. And that's going to be with heartfelt sympathy. We're making a sympathy card. Put that right at the top. Can you see the score lines? Can you see that they're around this side, around the bottom, and around the... It's just a subtle thing. It's not a bright, notice me, look at me kind of thing. It's just a subtle thing. And then we're going to put that heartfelt sympathy, which shockingly fits right in the space. I'm going to scoot it closer to me so I can see it, though, for just a second. You could stamp it first if you want, but this way you know for sure that your words fit in the space. So put that right at the top. Put my ink away. And then we're going to build our front. And I've got all my pieces die cut, like I said. And I'm just going to start with the stool. I'm going to use liquid glue because it is designer series paper. I do love to stamp on designer series paper. So today we stamped on the onesie. We have the onesie that we stamped and die cut from the designer series paper, and this time it's the Country Woods paper. Both of those are great choices. All right, let's go. Makes me nervous to make sure I'm going to the right height. All right, I've got my stool. And it doesn't matter, it can go over the score lines. That's okay. And then we're going to put our bucket right into there as well, right on top of the stool. Okay. Set that bucket right there. And then we've got our flower, or our leaves. So we're going to bring the flowers down. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. I don't want to put too much because the leaves actually have a little bit of a slit. And so I don't want the glue to like come squooshing out through the slits. So I'm just going to put a small drop on there. And then there's no right or wrong. So don't think that you have to put it in a particular place. We're just going to put our flowers and our weeds, not our weeds, that was the other card, our leaves, oh my goodness, on here. If you all are shopping today for the online sale, what was the first thing on your list? What kind of things are you shopping for? Anything particular? Okay. Let's see. I don't want it to be exactly symmetric, so I'm going to scoot that one over and go over the top of that one just a little bit. I want it to be crazy plant. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to snip this guy apart. So that way we don't have to glue each of them individually. Put those. And the flowers can go on those leaves however you want. Stamps and dies, good choice, Monica. Good choice. While they're on sale. Spotlight on Nature, that's the one you want. I almost used Spotlight on Nature today. I thought no one would be surprised. But then I thought, no, I'm going to go ahead and just use something else that I haven't shown in a while. So here we are, not using Spotlight on Nature, which is my absolute favorite, favorite bundle in the whole world. make sure when you order your stamps and dies that you're ordering the bundle, because the bundle is what's on sale. If you order them separately, you won't get the sale price. So make sure that you order the bundle. Okay, let's see. Let's put one more, maybe two more flat, and then I don't really have a set number of flowers I want to put on here. And then let's do a couple on dimensionals. Let's pop them up. All right, so seasonal sale from Stampin' Up. 10% off cardstock and ink. An additional 10% off of stamps and dies, or bundles, from the annual catalog, which makes them almost right at 20%. It's not quite, I think the number is not quite the same. But anyway, an additional 10% off of bundles, which are already discounted. And then 20% off of designer series paper, and 10% off of inks and, yes, inks and cardstock. Oh my goodness, I had a moment. Another moment. It's always a moment. All right, what do you think? Is that enough? I think that's enough flowers. We'll just make that our flower piece. And then we're just going to glue that directly onto our note card, because a note card doesn't have to be super thick, because it's a smaller, tighter envelope fit. And then we'll put that right on our note card. White on white is perfect. It's classy. It's pretty. You could always make that bigger if you wanted and do it on a full-size card, but the note card fits quite well. So anyway, if you spend $50 in my online store during the seasonal sale, so through Friday the 15th, if you spend $50, you will receive an extra embellishment, a free embellishment. It'll be a surprise. I haven't decided which one yet, but you will receive a free embellishment in the mail. So look forward to that. All right, and let's take a quick look at our cards one more time. And these are different, so let me show you both of these. We got the boy and the girl, the sympathy and the hope. So there you have it. Today's Lunch with Lori. I will see you next week, next week will be Tuesday, so that should be November 19th, I believe. So look forward to next Tuesday, November 19th, and we'll see what kind of trouble I can get into on that day. So have a great day, and I will see you soon. Thanks for joining me.